up, though? It's your boy GameCube, that dude, and you're here on the MC Nerd Jock Show. Yes, the only place where you can get your sports, your hip-hop, and all your nerd and geek culture in the same location. You heard it right, the same location. Yes, sir. This one right here is episode 2. Got to do what to do, but you already know. And why is that? Because it's episode 2.
You are now listening to a GameCube interlude. GameCube interlude.
So, first things first, man. I gotta correct something from last week. I gotta give, or last episode, I should say. I gotta correct, man. I forgot to give a big shout out to Jalen and Jacoby, man. That was one of the first podcasts that I ever started listening to. Gotta say what up though to Jalen, of course. Detroit legend, man. True, man. If you want to know who out here representing Detroit, man, Jalen Rose does it to the fullest. I feel like he should be mayor of Detroit one day if he wanted. And then, man, Jacoby, that dude's hilarious, man. And he's on top of his game with producing the podcast and knowing basketball and knowing sports. So definitely they were big influences to why I wanted to do this as well. So I wanted to start off the podcast because I did the same thing last time, starting it off, giving a shout out. So, I couldn't do it without starting there. Yo. So I went to SneakerCon, man. I went to SneakerCon, and I'm not a sneakerhead. Yeah, you heard it right. I'm not a sneakerhead, but I went to SneakerCon. Well, I went to SneakerCon because I went to go see one of my favorite podcasts, One Up Is Life. Shout out to Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds. Those dudes are legit, man. They're stand-up dudes. They were nice guys, and chopped it up with a few of us that were there, and supporters of the show. So they were cool, I mean, they took pictures with dudes and sat and talked to us for a little bit before they had to interview Black Milk. They interviewed Rush the 5'9" as well, man. It was cool. Like I said, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I really didn't stay longer at all. But I do kind of wish I would have walked around a little bit more and saw what was in there. But it was packed up in there, man. They had like a volleyball tournament up in there too going on. It was a lot going on, and I had other stuff I was trying to do that day. I was like, all right, deuces. Said peace out to my man Billy June. Shout out to Billy June as well. And then that was that. But it was dope, man. I ran into some other dudes that was supporters of the show too. Shout out to Neil from the Beats and Brews podcast point of view. Actually, we found out we were like standing right next to each other, but we'd never actually even met in person yet, and we were standing right next to each other at the show. It was kind of funny. And we found out we were both, One Up fans, and so we're definitely probably gonna try to link our shows up. That would be pretty dope. Because those guys are great. E-Man as well. Name but backwards on Instagram, I believe. Yeah, man, it would be dope. For real. Link up the podcast. Also, shout out to Super J. Ran into him at SneakerCon as well. Found out we both from the Clemtown. DJ out of Mount Clemens, both Juan fans, so that was pretty dope too. Yo, so I was watching this Dear Mama documentary, and let me tell you, this is crazy. This thing is fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite stories that they've been able to tell of Tupac. And I feel like because they've brought it in from both perspectives, from the perspective of his mother, because you can't tell his story without including his mother, because so much of that, as they get into it, they start talking about his mother's life and what she went through as part of the Black Panthers in Harlem, and that is truly an incredible story, because it's, how can you take that out of his story? It's such a one-sided story if you're only telling less than a year of his life when he left, when he beat the case and signed with Death Row. That was like less than a year of his life. So, he gets that's what he gets remembered by, when there's so much more of his story that's deep rooted in in the systematic racism of this country. But it's interesting how, especially in the hip hop world, we ourselves sometimes take that out of his story, and it's unfair to do that, because if you realized what he saw his family go through, and then going into hip hop and seeing what the industry's like, it's like, okay, well, he sees this is the same thing. They doing the same kind of stuff that they was doing, that the government was doing back then to the Black Panther. So he feels he's in that same kind of world. So he feel like, okay, they coming at me, I gotta come at them. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, if you're looking at it from his whole life and from his mother's life, then you can understand where that mentality will come from. And it's I feel like he just kind of gets, like he was just this gangster dude all the time. And not saying that he wasn't, but it was just to label him as like this one-sided, like a GTA character, just wilding out on anything and everything all the time. I think that's a little bit unfair. And this documentary, I think, does a good job of kind of showing where he got to that point. So it was really cool. I think everybody should check it out. I think they got like one more episode, because they're getting to Vegas. So yeah, this is a good documentary. I should check this one out too, for sure. Yo, so I was listening to this record that I have, and some of you may have heard it. It's called Usher's Confession. So I haven't really ever listened to it, because it was a little bit more expensive than I've ever spent on a record and that I've wanted to. I didn't really even purchase it for myself. So, popped it on, and this track comes on that it was one of my favorites at the time. In fact, this whole album was one of my favorites. As a kid, we went to this concert. My parents took myself and one of my homies to this concert. I think I was like 13. Hold on, let me go. Trying to find. I should have had it queued. You're right. I should have. I was gonna play the record, but I was like, I'll save that for the video. All right, so this song comes on, which it's funny that this version comes on because on the album, so this is the expanded edition. Let's see if they have the regular one. So on the album, that's not the one. This is the only one the title has, huh? Is that gonna do me? Well, I guess this even proves my point even more, especially if this is the only one they got right now.
Real talk, Usher, Just Blaze, been helping.
It's the last word she said to me. Now I'm wishing she was still here with me. And now that day's here.
Of course, this is Throwback by Usher featuring Jadakiss. So this song right here, man. So this song, man, it was one of my favorites. I wish I could play the whole thing. So it got me thinking, because I went to this concert. It was Usher and Kanye West, right? And Kanye West at this time had an album. Let's see here. Because he had, which, we're not going to get into all that. I'm just going history here. We're not getting into that guy. So let's see. It was this 2000. This would have been late registration, I think. Or was it graduation? No, that's way too late. Had it been late registration? All right, so maybe I'm tripping. He wasn't. I thought he had it on his album. He didn't have Selfish. All right, so anyways, Kanye West had a song with Slum Village, Selfish. I guess it was just on Slums. I don't know why I thought Kanye had it on one of his albums too. All right, well then it was on Detroit Daily.
I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. All mine. Ladies and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish.
So, Slum. So it was 04, right? Same time as Confessions. So Kanye West was on tour with Usher. So that actually would have been Kanye's first album, I think. Let's go back real quick. Let's go back to EA. Kanye. Let's see. Just because I wanna know, right? That's all. Yeah, that was his first album, College Dropout. So he had that. He went on tour with Usher Confessions. Kanye West brings out Slum. And he also, his first time, saw John Legend. John Legend had his first album out, I believe, or it came out like right after that. And they performed the song "Selfish," right? And I thought it was crazy. I'm starting thinking like, oh yeah, that was Confessions, right? That was Confessions time. And then I started thinking again. I was like, oh man, yo. Which, by the way, that was John. Oh 04. That was John Legend's album. So then I started thinking back to Donuts, and of course, Donuts famously by Jay Dilla, his last album that he put out before he passed. In fact, it came out 3 days before he passed on his birthday. He has a song called "Stop."
It's that real.
Which, understand when I say this, I'm not saying it's fact. Let me run this back. This is a theory that I have. Assuming that Dilla was trying to use the music as metaphors, which I feel like he was trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Multi-layered double entendres, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it got me thinking, like, with that sample, you know, was that, you know, him saying, you know, like his last goodbyes to like Slum as well, you know, because it's just interesting. He sampled something. He sampled it, but he also put in that Jada hook, like this, that real, like saying like, you know, if they were together, this would maybe have been, you know, how they were doing. But it's also, I feel like it's also him the reason why he used it too. Not only was it a, you know, connection to Usher, but also to Jermaine Dupri, JD. You know, he's saying like, if I would have done this, if I would have helped put this together as the real JD, because his name used to be JD, and then obviously there was Jermaine Dupri, so people started calling him JD. So then there was a conflict in the name. So, you know, he started going by Dilla, J Dilla. So, you know, interesting off of that. But then also I was like, oh yeah, I remember I went to that concert. I got to see Slum Village. There I got to see T3. And I believe it was just T3 and Elzai. And then, you know, Kanye was there and brought them out with John Legend. It was dope. And then Usher came out and, you know, was doing Usher stuff, and I was like, all right, you know, I'm cool, man. It's time to go. But yeah, man, it was a cool concert, man. It was my first concert I ever went to, and it just got me thinking that obviously, you know, who knows really, but it was just interesting to think about, kind of like the double entendre, you know, like if it were to be like something, you know, to Slum Village at the time, because I was, you know, Kanye was on tour with Usher at the time, and Kanye had a big, huge radio hit with at least in the hip hop world, had a big, huge radio hit with Slum Village. At the same time, you know, Selfish, which was on Slum's album. So, I think that was really, that's why I thought maybe, you know, there might be a little bit a connection from that, because it got me thinking, because I was at the concert, man. That's all. All right, man, don't make fun of me, man. I was just trying to say I was at the concert, all right? That's all. You ain't got to laugh, man. It's not funny.
Ever think that
Oh, Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All right. Yo. Ant-Man. Man. Ant-Man's always been one of my favorite like standalone movies, man. It's I think it's funny. It's usually got crazy action, and I just think they hold up against some of the other ones more than people give it credit for. Especially Ant-Man and the Wasp, because when they start shrinking the cars and throwing them at people, yo, I mean, it's crazy. And when my mans be telling them stories, yo, which I'm mad they ain't have them in this one. That's why it wasn't as funny. You can't let Paul Rudd just run him off by himself. You got to have somebody to throw him off. You know what I'm saying? You got to bounce him off somebody. That's when he really get going. Things get crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's where we want it when it comes to Ant-Man. It wasn't as funny as it usually was. You throw in Bill Murray. He was just, my man was saying some wild stuff. Plus, they took it up a notch. It was more mature than it's been, which, this whole phase has kind of been that way, which is, cool. I'm cool with it, but it's, it gets a little bit harder to show it to the young ones because there's so much stuff that's kind of thrown in there that's innuendos that I'm picking up on that I don't, you start getting like, man, I ain't trying to answer no questions like that right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to watch this Marvel flick. So there's certain ones you gotta peep through if you got kids that's into it and stuff too. You gotta peep it through once and then see if it's if you're comfortable with it, you comfortable with it. I mean, I ain't telling nobody what to do. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so yeah, man, Ant-Man, Quantumania was. I was a little disappointed, man. I was disappointed in the plot. It was cool, like when they got into the world, like the scenery, all of that. When they got into the quantum realm, they started having the quantum people. Like that was absolutely incredible. It was the costume design. All of it was elite. It was, it's Marvel, of course, but it was absolutely great. And I thought that where things got lost for me was the plot. Really, but I know Kang there's different Kangs, right? You might think you really messing with the big boss, the real big boss himself, the Kang of all Kangs, you know what I'm saying? The really one. Himothy, you know what I'm saying? You think you messing with Himothy, but you really messing with Timothy. And it's not Kang, it's not him, you know what I'm saying? He got a little something going on, but it ain't really what it is when it ain't what it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes he might let you even think you winning, but you ain't winning, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm saying. So sometimes that right there, if you're trying to tell a story like that right there requires you to obviously wait until the next thing, even if you were looking at it like a play, right? So basically that's what they're trying to make you. It's like a 15-act play, basically. You got to watch it. That's why when they get to the end of these phases, movie theaters start showing them all for 2 days and 3 days or whatever. Have you show them all in a row. People be wearing diapers and stuff watching that stuff. And I'm just kidding. They have you watch them all in a row, right? Because it's supposed to be like a cut of an act, right? So they may want us to feel this way because they're cutting us at a scene, and then they're gonna bring us back to where it ties in, and you're like, okay, I shouldn't have. all right, man. All right, it was all right because you brought me here, and this is kind of where I wanted to end up. I may not have liked the journey. It may have been different than what I expected, but it brought me to where I was trying to be at the end. So sometimes they want you, they try to do this, switch it up. That's how they do their thing. Marvel's always done it that way sometimes, especially because they don't want to go exactly by the comic book because there's so many different versions. Especially with some of these big characters, you got different writers all the time for especially the ones that have been here for forever. That's why Spider-Man done had 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions. Or at least 5. Let's see. Yeah, we got at least 4 that have been on a major film and released in the theater. So it's and Batman. We ain't gonna get into Batman. So yeah, it's. Sometimes it happens that way, but I do think that they lost me is these. Oh well, the ants were able to. I'm not saying they can't, but why that got to be? Why couldn't it just been like a add a plus on a little salt that we already that Kang didn't know about? But I mean, I guess in the end that's kind of what it was. But it was. I don't know. It would have been nice for us to kind of see it happen in real time with the story, so we wouldn't have felt like, okay, they're getting saved by these super smart ants, which I'm cool on that, man. I don't need to see. I don't need to see some super smart ants save the Marvel Galaxy. I don't want to read the ant comic book that bad. You ain't gotta. I mean, I'm cool with Latin, but not on the big screen. I don't need to see it. Give me a little series if I want to click on it, hit it in an animated version or something. I don't know. I might watch it then. Give me a short, but I'm not trying to watch a big screen about the ants saving the world. That's where you lost me. That's all I'm saying, man. And I get why people are upset. I'm usually here to champion Ant-Man, the little guy, because there's always room to grow. Yep, I said it. There's, I mess with Ant-Man, you know what I mean? So hopefully, who knows what's going on? I don't know. I don't even know if anyone really knows what's going on with Jonathan Majors. So I have no idea what's going on with Kang in the future. I keep seeing little Google, man. Google's I mess with Google and their capabilities, but man, they be throwing some crazy like articles. I don't even know if they true, but it was some Marvel little stuff that be popping up when I try to hit the Google, and sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't. But man, I really don't know what's going on with any of the Marvel stuff in the future. So hopefully they don't. DC just rolling with it. They say, "Hey, I'm gonna just do me." So who knows what's going on with these movies in the future? I just want to see Miles Morales. I can't wait, man. We about a month away. That's gonna be off the chain. Y'all already know. So y'all kick it. I'll catch y'all next time.
Fourth quarter time.
Yo, man, these NBA playoffs, my baby, what's going on? I don't understand it. They so lopsided. What's going on, man? The Lakers just mollywop the Warriors. I mean, didn't Steph just went off for like 50 the other round? What's going on, man? I know it's a 6 versus 7, it's a 6 and a 7, but what's really going on? Just 30 points? Second round? What we doing out here, man? Denver coming through. They over here doing their thing. They 2-1 in the series. Okay, I see you. My man Jamal Murray said, y'all better recognize, man, the bubble wasn't a fluke. I am that deal. For real. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they understand, man. I'm with it though, because I think that I would love to see another Laker Denver Western Conference final. You know, I might be cool with a that might be a nice matchup with the Warriors though, and Denver. Now, if Phoenix goes, honestly, if Phoenix goes, I don't see. I don't know. I'd rather see, I guess, the Lakers, a better matchup. I think the Warriors might just. I don't think it would be good against Phoenix, because I just think that KD's not going to want to lose to the Warriors, and he's got enough people around him that are trying to get theirs too. You know what I mean? CP3, if he can get back to the Western Conference Finals, I think he's trying to go to the finals and trying to win and bring it home. You know what I mean? Because I think he knows, like, this might be it for him. And he's one of the smartest players to ever play the game. I think Chris Paul don't. He knows it so well that sometimes it hurts him. You know what I mean? Because he's always trying to work it to his advantage. If y'all ever seen the interview with him and when he was on the JJ Redick podcast, y'all need to go check that out, because that's hilarious. The way they talk about each other is kind of funny, because JJ Redick can kind of, you know, he played with them for a good while with the Clippers. So, and then, you know, in the Eastern Conference, this Knicks, I guess, is if Jimmy plays and if Jimmy don't, right? You know what I mean? So I guess the next game we'll really get to see what's going on with the Knicks and the Heat. Because if Jimmy plays, the Heat are gonna win. If the Knicks can find a way to to win when he's out, then they would, you know. But I guess if he's playing the rest of the series, then it is what it is, right? I guess that's the way it's looking, because the NBA is all lopsided right now. Can I get it just a good clean? Can I get an overtime sometime soon? Can somebody give a brother overtime sometime soon? You know what I mean? That's all we really want on here. Boston's 2-1. I guess it is what it is. You know, what can you do? You can't complain, right? Solid teams. We'll see what happens the next round. Maybe it won't be so lopsided. For me, I know one thing, man. I know I gotta start watching hockey more, because let me tell you, I got family that's into hockey, and let me tell you, they've been raving about these series. I watched a little bit of the Rangers and the Devils series, and I watched our last game before I turned it off when it was still 0-0, and then I woke up in the morning and it was 4-0, and the Rangers lost, and I was like, wow, that escalated fast. So, you know, I was kind of mad that I didn't get to see. I know hockey be moving fast like that, so I want to start watching it more. You know, I've never said that I don't like hockey. I just don't get to. I don't really watch it as much as I was always playing basketball. So, you know, and watching basketball growing up. So, you know, I would love to start watching that a little bit more. We'll see. Maybe I can try to watch the Stanley Cup Finals. That would be pretty cool if I can find some time and watch some of that. But the real big news, the biggest news of them all that I've found out in sports today, or at least in the last, you know, depending on when you hear this, last day or two of the week, is this news that hopefully y'all can hear.
Big day for USC. They get a commitment from this man, Bronny James, ranked number 19 as a prospect, the ESPN 100 for the class of 2023. McDonald's All-American honors. Obviously, we know who Dad is, and he's staying in SoCal. Famously, LeBron James had a decision that he publicly announced some years back as well.
USC has been a great kid. I would say he's there to play basketball, but they're going to be super surprised how great of a kid he is, even though they've been recruiting him for quite a while. Unless it was like one of my great-grandmothers or great-grandfathers or someone that I was way before my time. To my knowledge, he's the first one out of the James gang to go to college.
That's so cool. So,
that's big, man. That's big. Big time. Big boy. You done sinned. Be able to be one of the first ones in your family to go to college, man. Even your dad as big as LeBron James is, being able to recognize it and show his son like the appreciation and love and show him how the admiration and be able to show him how proud he is on national television, just of him being the first in his family to go, of Bronny James being the first his family to go to college. Of course, he committed to USC, University of Southern California in LA, so he'll stay home. Hey, he just didn't want to have to go take care of his own laundry. I understand it, man. He's smart. I get it. So, that'll be really cool. USC, of course, DeMar DeRozan went there. Actually, little Romeo Miller, played with DeRozan. They actually played on the same AAU team, so they played together at USC as well. I'm sure there's many more that I just can't think of at the top of my head. Definitely, I think that would be a cool spot. Now, what I'm about to say, I don't know how official this list is, but obviously, if he's going to college, he's not going into the draft this year. So, sorry, y'all, Orlando fans, you'll have to be bad again this year. I'm sorry, all the Detroit fans will have to be bad again this year too, if we want Bronny James. So, what they're saying is, this is the resourcenexus.com. I don't know how official this website actually is, but I just wanted to look and see. So, if he goes to college, he has an amazing year. He's like the best college player since, really, I don't know, man. Who's been the best since like Kareem? Like revolutionary. If he's his dad, but the college version, right? Just assume. I'm not saying he's going to be, and that's high expectations to put on him. He doesn't even need to be, I don't think, at all. He just needs to go there and learn more about team basketball. Not saying that he doesn't already know, just obviously college is going to bring you up in the next level. Hopefully he has a great coach. Work on his form, get stronger, get bigger, get faster, right? Of course, with the college facilities, and I think he's going to go to the league. I think if he stays on the right track and is able to keep his body right and keep getting the skill level even better, because he's already a better shooter than I think his dad was at that age. So if he's already starting to get that bounce like his dad. So if he can get his body bigger and maybe hopefully grow a little bit more, because I think he'd be a nice guard. I don't think he needs to be as big as his dad even to be a nice, solid, potential all-star in the league. I just think that he needs to get his body a little bit stronger and just kind of tighten up everything that he is already doing and just increase that skill level. I think he's going to be a great NBA league player. If he's keeps that potential is on the rise, right? If he keeps riding that potential train. So this resource resourcenexus.com was over here, like I said, I don't know how legit it is. But so for the 2024 mock draft, right, I wanted to see like where would he kind of land? If he's the best player, potentially where could he land? Potentially he could land. Potentially Charlotte could have one of the first picks. So I would say because it's so far out, any of these top 10 teams that I'm about to mention could probably end up with the first. If they have around the same record that they did coming into this year's draft, next year for 2024, they'll probably end up somewhere around the same spots, right? Somewhere interchangeable. So you got Charlotte at number 1, potentially get Bronny. Houston, obviously, I think they got the worst record this year. San Antonio, Detroit, who has the cap space, Orlando, Chicago, Utah at 7, Washington, Minnesota at 9, and New Orleans at 10, right? But they, in this draft, they have him, let's say if he's just, because they still have him as undecided, so this hasn't been updated since he made his decision. But let's just say he's around the same, I guess, ranking in his class as he is now going into college, right? So if he's, lower, mid-level, not, top 5, top 3, then they have him projected 22 at Cleveland, which makes you raise an eyebrow, right? Because if Bronny goes to Cleveland somehow, if they somehow magically wind up being in a potential position to fall or drop or be in the way or make a trade to be there to grab Bronny, would LeBron go to Cleveland? Would he end in Cleveland? Oh, Cleveland town. Do they believe? Do you believe Cleveland? Do you think it will happen? That's all I'm wondering. And Detroiters, tell me, do you want Bronny to come to the Pistons, man? When was the last time we had since Rip? Well, I feel like we got it though. I feel like the Pistons, we need, man, I don't really know, man. It's every time I think I know the Pistons, then it's never back to 08.
But you got people of all races, like, coming together and helping shape this from the ground up.
If you notice over there is a box of Jordans.
So this one was a little bit shorter than the last, but I am going to throw in a little bit of a DJ mix that I made before the Nas and Wu-Tang tour. So I made this, like I said, I used to be a wedding DJ, but when I was a wedding DJ, I was borrowing equipment. That's right. So I do not have a controller. So what I am basically doing is using the same software that I was using when I was DJing weddings, but I am not using a controller. So what that means is whenever I am DJing, I cannot hear the song that I'm trying to mix in before you hear it. So when you have a controller, you have a little button you can press, and now the DJ can hear what he's trying to mix on the different channels before the audience, or really before it goes through the stereo or whatever it's connected to, the out. So it's just going through one of the outs, right? So the controller allows you to have multi-outs. I can listen to it through my headphones, while you can also hear it coming through the speakers. Press that button. Now, whatever channel that is, it locks only to my headphones, not through the speakers. Without that controller, you have to try to mix the song basically by freehand. So as it's coming through the speaker, the out, you have to try to mix it. So there's a portion of this that I had to, for your ears only, had to readjust on the back end. But for the most part, all of this is freehand. Freehand is basically live on my thing, on my DJ software that I use, which I'm not telling. No, I'm just kidding. I use Virtual DJ. It's just I downloaded Serato, but I I rather try to do that with a controller. It feels like it'd be so much easier. I'm just used to virtual DJ not using a controller, so it's a little bit easier if you don't have a controller. But basically, it's blends. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's crazy long, so I'm only giving you a portion of it. It's actually like almost an hour and a half. It's basically a mix that I put together for the tour. So when they announced the lineup, when they come to Detroit, I went over at Pine Knob, but they announced that it was Busta Rhymes, Wu-Tang, and Nas. So that's what I have. I have a part 1 and part 2. So both of them are kind of long, so you might end up getting like 4 sections of it over time. But here you go. By the way, this does have explicit language in it, so forewarning. Oh, and like I said, I'm only going to put on here like maybe 15-20 minutes of it at most. If you want the full length, you're going to have to hit the Patreon, and I'll upload the full version later this week. Like I said, I just got to tweak a little bit of the mistakes so it's a little more clean for you guys on the Patreon, but you'll have the full like a little over an hour mix on the Patreon. But here's like 15-20. Hope y'all like it. Deuces. Catch y'all next time.
Yo, Nas, yo, what the fuck is this bullshit on the radio, son? Chill, that's the shit, girl, chill.
Hey, yo, pull out and shade, man. Let's count this money, man. Hey, yo, Nas, put the grass over there, you know what I'm saying? Cause we been the Jacksons. You know how we get down, baby.
True, Nas, man. Shit is mad real right now. The project's for a nigga, yo, what the mother? All them crab ass rappers coming up to me, man. What the mother, man? I think we need to let them niggas know it's real, man.
True indeed, you know what I'm saying? But when it's real, you doing this even without a record contract, you know what I'm saying? He's doing this since back then.
I said, regardless how I go down, we gon' keep it real. We trying to see many matches in Coops, kid.
True, yo, where's Grand Wizard and Mayo at, man?
Yo, who got the Phillies? Take this Hennessy, man.
Hey, yo, come on, man. Stop waving that, man.
Yeah, alright, but take this Hennessy, man. Like the Phillies up, man. Niggas stop fucking burning Phillies, man. Make some Phillies up.
Yo, we drinking this straight up with no chaser.
DJ Awesome.
What is it, man?
What is it, man? You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't listen, man. Representing the Zillmatic.
Awesome. DJ Awesome.
Yeah. Yo, Black, it's time, word. It's time, it's time, man. Alright, begin. Yeah, straight out the fucking dungeons of rap, where fake niggas don't make it back. I don't know how to start this shit, rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm. I be kicking, musician, inflicting composition of pain. I'm like Scarface, sniffing cocaine, holding an M16. See with the pen, I'm extreme. Now, bullet holes left in my peep holes. I'm suited up with street clothes. Hand me a 9 and out to beat foes. Y'all know my stilo, with or without the airplay. I keep some E and J, sitting bent up in the stairway, or either on the corner betting grants with the CeeLo champs, laughing at bass heads, trying to sell some broken amps. G-Packs get off quick forever, niggas talk shit, reminiscing about the last time the task force flipped. Niggas be running through the block shooting. Time to start the revolution, catch a body head for Houston. Once they caught us off guard, the Mac 10 was in the grass, and I ran like a cheetah with thoughts of an assassin. Picked the Mac up, told brothers back up, the Mac spit. Lab was hitting niggas, one ran, I made a backflip. Heard a few chicks scream, my arm shook, couldn't look. Gave another squeeze, heard it click. Yo, my shit is stuck, tried to cock it, it wouldn't shoot. Now I'm in danger. Finally pulled it back and saw 3 bullets caught up in the chamber. So now I'm jetting to the building lobby, and it was full of children, probably couldn't see as high as I be. It's like the game ain't the same. Got younger niggas pulling the triggers, bringing fame to the name and claim some corners. Crews without guns upon us. In broad daylight, stick up kids, they run up on us. 4-5s and gauges, max and facts. Same niggas that catch you back to back, snatching your cracks in black. Yo, is a snitch on the block, getting niggas knocked. So hold your stats to the coke price drop. I know this crackhead who says you gotta smoke nice rock. And if it's good, you bring your customers and measuring plots. But yo, you gotta slide on a vacation. Inside information keeps laws, niggas erasing and they wild spacing. It drops deep as it does in my breath. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. Beyond the walls of intelligence, life is defined. I think of crime when I'm in a New York state of mind. State of mind.
Your state of mind. Your state of mind. Your state of mind. Your state of mind.
Dreams that I'm a gangster, drinking Moet's, holding texts, making sure the gas came correct. Then I step investments in stock, sewing up the blocks to sell rocks, winning gunfights with mega cops. But just a nigga walking with his finger on the trigger, make enough figures until my pockets get bigger. I ain't the type of brother made for you to start testing. Give me a Smith & Wesson, I have niggas undressing, thinking of cash flow, Buddha and shelter. Whenever frustrated, I'm a hijack Delta and the PJs. My blend tape plays, bullets and strays, young bitches is grays. Each block is like a maze full of black rats trapped. Plus the outlet is packed. From what I hear in all the stories, when my peoples come back black, I'm living where the nights is jet black. The fiends fight to get crack. I just max. I dream I can sit back and lamp like Capone with drug strips on. All the legal luxury life rings flooded with stones homes. I got so many rhymes, I don't think I'm too sane. Life is parallel to hell, but I must maintain it be prosperous. Though we live dangerous, cops could just arrest me, blaming us for held like hostages. It's only right that I was born to use mics, and the stuff that I write is even tougher than dice. I'm taking rappers to a new plateau through rap slow. My rhyming is a vitamin, hell without a capsule. The smooth criminal on beat breaks. Never put me in your box if your shit eats steak. The city never sleeps, full of villains and creeps. That's where I learned to do my hustle. Had to start with freaks. Awesome. 20s of Buddha and bitches with beepers. In the streets I could reach her. I'm the blacks I teach her. Inhale deep like the words of my breath. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I lay puzzle as I backtrack to earlier times. Nothing's equivalent to the New York state of mind.
DJ Awesome.
Break your freaking neck, boy. Yeah, yeah. Here we go now. Where we going now? Where we going now? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Just give it away. Yeah, here we go now. Tell me what you really wanna do. Come here, man. Talk to me. You look like you can really give it to us. I know when you're talking, the way you try to walk for me, the way you really try to put it on the dog. Doing it like I never did before for me, the way you break your back and I break your neck, and the way you try to put it on the floor for me. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, tell me what my sister that. Okay, let me let y'all this one time when I lock it down and I hit you with that. With that bomb, y'all just know all day we be making it drop. Y'all just know every time we come through this motherfucker, we always taking a rock. So let me do this. Y'all know when we come, we be making it flop, the way we making it happen, making it up, we wanna stop. Get money, get cash, that check for me. All my people just bust your check for me. Everybody from every club, bang your head till you break your motherfucker check for me.
Just let me give you real speech to rock in your when we clap your seat, we want this heat keep bouncing up and down these streets.
So nod your head and break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Bang your head until you start to break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come along now. Let's put it down, boy. When I'm back and you know what I'm called, my rap got the song, know how we do when the way we bang in the head and we do it to death. We fool them back, boy, the fire, boy, you know we're making an ounce. I know you love the way we give you the music, making you bounce. Let's stop just a little for my sister, we come through and stone every day for y'all. And the way we do it for the people that we always give it to y'all. I said down, come on. In the daytime or the night when you people alone, we just bang this in the truck while you break your nigga, motherfucker. I'm making my flow, see the way we come right through. When we come right through, we always blowing the spot again and again, and niggas just really wanna stop. Better tell your crew, your peeps, somebody better put their troops on. Ain't gotta up your shoulders, you know you better keep your boots on. All my people in the place, hey yo, wave your hands high now. And the way we put it down, niggas wonder what he really gonna try now. What you really wanna do, just place your bet and put your money where your mouth is. On my sister in the street, just break your neck and keep on bouncing.
Just let me give you real speech to rock in your when we clap your seat, we want this heat keep bouncing up and down these streets.
So nod your head and break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Bang your head until you start to break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on. Break your neck, come on.
Awesome.
Here we go now. And you know what the top of the bus be holding the form. I just got to shut it down. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna do like a steam over me and Rex. Ain't no nothing around. Come on. Yeah, what up? Me and my team got a record. We they chopping it up. And when we get up in the club, form up with the bar, I'm knocking it up. And we get a little high, we get a little drunk, we get a little drunk. Come on. Let me get you some shit. Let me get wanna bang this out your trunk. Come on. Get money, get cash that check for me. All my sisters bust your check for me. Everybody from every club, bang your head.
awesome.
I nurture this track like I'm his parents. Got requestments from retail stores. From our parents, first we targeted, then they marketed to kill your artist with 100 shot cartridge shit. Whoever started shit got as many rap soldiers from how much this record shit. Fuck them niggas you record with. I make them forfeit. Send them farm rap to FedEx inside your office. Sign, rebuild, and deliver. Came to build with the chisel. You heard the chorus from the bristle. No real album spitter. Me and my street team be holding Congress meetings. Audio, visual, video treatments, internationally speaking. Got managers scared to shop you, ready to drop you. It's the coming of that newest hip hop. Christ apostle, try your BDS and your sound scams for more fams. Your whole roster couldn't take on that one son of man. Get your street team, get your stickers out, push your posters up, boost your budget up. Still razor gon' fuck it up.
Watch you chump crowds get crumbled up like track box. Fuck with the room, we bustin' your whole snot box. Know your right into your bitch up in a ziplock. Who smash dollars in the first form of hip hop.
Industrialized niggas change soon as you get in. Throw them on an auction block, CEOs bidding. Highest price paid for those whack rhymes made was overrated. Cut off, never reinstated. I'll be fruitful and multiply with marvelous tales. Feed your hungry MCs who be starving as hell. I lay the first verse to quench a dry ass nigga's thirst. Who drink my wisdom up like water till your stomach burst. Full tank with the premium quality raps. Mickey Mouse niggas get caught on the trap. You Cottonelle kid from Tottenville, your Kleenex looking like Rockwell. Wearing V-necks, you learn from this, earn from this. Niggas get tossed and turned in this and burnt in this. Scorched at 1,000 degrees from live MCs. I melt y'all niggas down to the size of fleas.
The microphone is collect the bonus. Ayo, we own this. House niggas versus the homeless. 10 to 1, Tim's the one. Boy, you famous. The verbal painters. Dark gallery, $1 million pictures. Imports from Puerto Riches. Doors. We cruise across the Brooklyn Bridge. Doing 60. Illegal driving from dusk to red dawn. The Jizz genius. Wu-Tang, we live long.
True indeed, I hug tracks like my seed. Asada, whack MCs, do me nada. King Solomon the Great came to evaporate the fake. Yeah, you know your power, you recognize the voice, it's the nigga from the woo. Every dart I spit gets mastered and promoted. You just been demoted cause you're sweet and sugar coated. You're folded, your style is half stale, half molded.
You crunchy chunk crowds get crumbled up like crack rocks. Fuck with the room, we bustin' your whole snot box. Know your right into your bitch up in a ziplock. What's fast over to this first form of hip hop?
DJ Awesome. DJ Awesome.
You motherfuckers better do your job and roll up and watch how we roll up and I take control and can't hold it, it's so nuts. I take a sip of that yak, I wanna fuck. I take a hit of that chronic and got me stuck. But really what's amazing is how I keep blazing. Towel under the door, I'm smoking to the days and puff, puff the pass, no fuck up rotation. Hypnotic for Henny, that nigga that's a chaser. Turn nothing to something, that pimpin' that's a savior. Best things like ring, that pimpin' get your paper. High off the ground instead of skyscraper. Cool out, thinking we local, come on homie, we major. We major? 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 Come on homie, we major. I heard the beat and I ain't know what to write. First line should it be about the hoes of the ice. Four foes of black Christ, both flows would be nice. Rap about big paper on the black man plight. At the studio console, ask my man to the right what this verse sound like. Should I freestyle or write? He said Nas with the fans, one is illmatic still. Look at the pad and pencil and jotted what I feel. Been like 12 years since a nigga first signed. Now I'm a free agent and I'm thinking it's time to build my very own Motown. Cause rappers be deprived of executive 9 to 5s. And it hurts to see these companies be stealing the life. And I love to give my blood, sweat, and tears to the mic. So y'all cop the LPs and y'all fiends got dealt. I'm Jesse Jackson on the balcony when King got killed. I survived the loudest niggas around. Lasted longer than more than half of you clowns. Look, I used to cook before I had the game took. Either way, my change came like Sam Cooke. Still we can make it better, throwing all your cares away.
a sip of that yak, I wanna fuck. I take a hit of that chronic that got me stuck. But really what's amazing is how I keep blazing. Towel under the door, I'm smoking to the days. And puff, puff, and pass the fuck up rotation. Hypnotic for hitting that nigga that's a chaser. Turn that to something like pimpin' at the stage. Let's things like green, that pimpin' get your paper. High off the ground instead of skyscraper. Cool out, thinking we local, come on homie, we major. Major? Come on homie, we major. Major? Come on homie, we major. Major? Come on homie, we major. We major.
You're now rocking with your baby mama's favorite DJ, DJ Awesome.
As time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. So long as the sun shines to light up the sky. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. As time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. So long as the sun shines to light up the sky. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. Let me start from the beginning at the top of the list. You know what I mean? Have situation like this. Another war story from a thirsty young hustler. Won't trust her, I'd rather bust her and leave you caught for the cops to discover. Well, I be bipping in the Range Rover. All too well like Liberace. You watch me while Jake's trying to knock me and lock me. But I be on the low sipping Asti Spumati. Niggas try to creep on the side of my cheek. Stuck the heat through the window, rock their ass to sleep over a 3-pack. It was a small thing, really, but keep letting them small things slide and be a failure. If I'm out of town, one of my crew will take care of you. The world is ours, and your team's inferior. You wanna bust caps, I get all up in your area. Kidnapping children make the situation scarier. Life is a gamble, we scramble for money. I might crack a smile, but ain't a damn thing funny. I'm caught up in the dirt where your hands get muddy. Plus the outcome turns out to be lovely. Got cheese in my pocket, hit off my main squeeze. Push back the sunroof, let the cold air breeze through the butter, soft leather upholstery. But mostly, keep the gag closely, cause niggas wanna toast me. Hey yo, I gotta get mine, no matter what the consequences. Counting my blessings out of my weapons. Cop out the gat and let my nine serve purpose. Sling do my thing, organize thing service. Trying to make a meal is stress, you know the deal. So we sling grills, get your cap hill, cause everything is real. Cause I wanna chill, laid up in a jacuzzi. Sip a bubbly with my fingers on the Uzi. Try to infiltrate my fork, get caught dead up in New York. My brain is back of criminal doors. Get your life lost, never found again, my friend. Mission completed. Watch you dropping less than 10 on my road to the riches. Hitting snitches off with mad stitches. The last rest, the place to be your ditch, kid. No one can stop me. Try your style sloppy. You wanna be me? You just an imitation copy. My theme is all about making the green, living up in luxury, pushing fat whips and living comfortably. Time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son. Your beef is mine. So long as the sunshine can light up the sky. We in this together, son. Your beef is mine.
A drug dealer's dream, stash cream, keys on a triple beam, 500 SL green, 95 nickel gleam, condominium, thug dressed like a gentleman, tailor-made ostrich, Chanel for my women friend, murdering, numbers on your head while I'm burglaring, shanking, serving them, what's up to all my niggas swerving in New York metropolis. The bridge brings apocalypse, shoot at the clouds, feels like the holy beast is watching us. Madman, my sanity is going like an hourglass. Gun inside my bad hand, I slice trying to bag grams. I got hoes that used to milk you, niggas who could've killed you. It's down with my ill crew and psychos. Now it's Escobar moving on your weak production, pumping corruption in the third world. We just bust.
Hold up and analyze the wildcats, sling cracks, they swinging axe. The new routines, be my eyes blacks. Playing corners, glancing all up in your cornea. Seen cats snatch money's upon ya. But late night, candlelight, fiend with a crack right. It's only right, feeling higher than an airplane, right? Word yo, I wanna get this money then blow. Take my time, blast 9 if you're front you go. Sip beers, the German ones, hand my guns. Sons, Shaolin and Queensbridge be robbing niggas for fun. But still, right my will, I turn my seeds and build. Mahalia, sing a tale, but the real we still kill.
As time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, so your beef is mine. So long as the sunshine to light up the skies. We in this together, so your beef is mine. As time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. So long as the sunshine can light up the skies. We in this together, son, your beef is mine.
Stop it, Awesome. You're hurt now. Awesome.
Such a remarkable sound. Flip mode, get down. Now, yeah, check it out.
real now. Yeah. Are you ready to get on? Ooh, me. And for such a reaction, make your motherfuckers go, ooh, wee. It's like a group of happy children. Yo, it's such a feeling to see all of my live niggas carry on now. Oh, see how I be getting so passionate. I get a thrill even when I bust my gun off by accident. The God bless glory, success story. White boy Billy put a stash up in my armrest for me. The way I fuck shit up, it's like a fuck fest for me. I get on last and demolish everything before me. We run shit and that's a fact now. You whack now. And they gon' fucking turn them back now. So relentless. I won't even let you niggas finish a fucking sentence. Call for my niggas like a school attendant. And then I strike with a fucking vengeance. Finger on my trigger. Figure I blast every last one of you bitch niggas. So, bitch nigga just, you need to just. Police who try to close the club, you really should. You need to just, bitch, if you ain't got your own dough, you need to just, you really should. And if you frontin' like you really lie, and you know you not, you need to just, the One World Alliance. Flip mode, the most reliant for the thorough guidance on how to get most of this money like a secret science. Only the live niggas allowed, there's nothing you can do. Frontin' with your crew while you talking to corny bitches too. Nevertheless, address the cheddar for the treasure chest and bless the spot before the thugs protest. One time, I hope y'all know just what the motherfucker dealing with so much platinum for the street. You thought I was a silver
DJ Awesome.